What is up, you guys? It's your girl Olivia, and we are back with another video. If you're a military spouse and your partner is about to go to BMT, or your partner is already at BMT, this video is for you. And if you're just following me and you're just like friends and family, this is my experience of when my husband was away from me for 2.5 months. Now, I can't wait to get into this video because I remember when I was looking for videos and I could not find anything that was giving me what I needed. I just felt so lost. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I needed to be doing. And overall, I was still processing my emotions, and it was a lot. It was a lot, but no need to fear. Locked Live is here, and we're gonna get right into it. Now, let me preface, if you're new here, me and my husband got married shortly before he left. So we literally had finished up our honeymoon, and 3 weeks later, he was gone with almost no contact. So the start of it all will be the first night when your spouse has to go and stay at a hotel near the base, near their depths base, or wherever they did their processing, and they're gonna get picked up at 4 a.m. the next day. So a pro tip for that is stay at the hotel that your spouse is staying at the night before they go. They're gonna have a roommate and they won't be able to stay in the room with you, but at least you get to spend a little bit more time with them. They have a curfew, I think it's like midnight, so you get to stay with them just for a little bit longer. We got to cheers to this new adventure. His mom was there, and of course, we got a little bit of alone time, and then I sent him on his way. I dropped him off at his room, and that was it. On March 4th, I got to see him swear in, and that was the last time I got to hug him for what felt like forever. The ceremony was very brief, and then after they got sworn in, we got to talk to them for probably like 10-ish minutes, and then they had to go and get ready for the bus. Now, after he left, it didn't really settle in for me because we got to text, like kind of nothing happened. It was kind of like he was going on a trip. I just wasn't with him, and he had to go to the airport, and he was there for probably like 6 to 8 hours before his plane left. So it's going to vary based off of like where you're flying from. But for us, he was there for 6 to 8 hours. And so we got to talk pretty much all day. Now, when he got to Lackland, that's when things got real. He got in super late, like midnight, so I was sleeping. He literally called, and it sounded scripted, and he was like, I made it in safely. I just wanted to let you know I will be in contact with you within the next 3 days. That was it. And then I said, okay, good night. Bye. So to my surprise, because he said 3 days, to my surprise, he called me 12 hours later. And I could tell that he was so tired. He told me that he did not get to sleep. Like, his whole timeline, he got there at midnight. He had to do processing, get all of his stuff. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube that tells you like the whole process of BMT, and like it has full recordings of it. And he got to process and everything, get his outfits and get his paperwork done, do his in-processing and everything. But he said that he went to sleep at 4:50 or something like that and had to wake up 5 minutes later because the roll call guy was coming in like yelling and stuff. That was very, very traumatizing for him. So during this call, he does give me his address. He gave me his address. He took a picture of it. And then he also told me his flight and squadron number. You need to memorize this squadron and flight number because those are going to be how you find him, find his information for pictures, find his information so you can send him letters. Like, that is what you're going to need. You're going to need his flight and his squadron. It's a TRS and FLT. Now, I was so lonely when he left. I was working and my job was stressful. My sister lives in town, but she wasn't booba. Even keeping busy, I just had him on my mind all the time. From literally the first day I got his address, I wrote him every single day. And like, I'm not talking like little short paragraphs. I wrote him letters, pages of letters, because I just wanted to feel like I was talking to him. And I know that he also wanted to feel like he was talking to me in a way. So I made sure to just write him, let him know how I'm feeling, what I'm getting into, what I'm doing that day, send him pictures of the sites. And I did this all through the Sandbox app. So the Sandbox app is an app where you can send him letters. They basically take whatever you write and they print it and they get it to him within 2 days. There's like some stipulations, I think like after a certain time on Thursday and before Sunday, they don't send mail. But for the most part, it's usually very, very quick. One of the hardest days was probably his birthday. He had to spend it there, and I did buy a cake. I did a whole little ceremony for him and sent him a picture of that. But He just needed to be with me. Now, something that helped me get through everything that I recommend strongly, go on the Facebook page and find people who are in the same squadron and flight number and have the same date of graduation, because they're going to be going through the same exact thing. And it was just really hard to talk to like my family about this stuff because nobody understood. Like nobody knew what I was going through. My family was just like, oh, your husband's gone. Don't worry. He's going to be back. Like, no, like I was going through so much emotionally, and they were really there to help because they were going through the same thing. And even like if they found an update before I did, or I found an update before them, they would send it in the group chat. We would all just send it in the group chat, and we were just like looking out for each other. Like I remember seeing a picture of the girl's husband before she did on the app, and I was just like, I'm glad I found it because she might have been looking for a while. Speaking of the app, there's 2 apps that you're gonna need. You're gonna need the Sandbox app, which is where you're gonna send letters. You can also send gift cards on that app, and then there's a feature where when you get linked up with your spouse, they tell you what they're going through that specific week, so week 0 through 7. It's very informative. You can kind of relate to what they're saying in the letters because you can see videos or pictures and things like that. The second app you're gonna need, the Aim High app. That app is going to be where you can find your pictures of him or them. And your spouse probably already had this app before they left for BMT because this is how they go and look at their ranks, and this is what they used to study. Now, my pictures, I didn't see my husband until week 6, which was crazy because usually people see their spouses or their people week 2, week 3. I had to wait till week 6, which was horrible. Now, y'all, he left March 5th. Really March 4th, 5th, whatever. He left March 5th. I did not get my first letter until March 20th. Can y'all imagine like 2.5 weeks? That's a long time to not talk to your spouse. And meanwhile, I was writing him letters every single day. So he was hearing from me every day. And I did not get a letter until the 20th. And it varies because I know the girls in the group chat, they said that they got their letters before I did. So it really varies based on like where you are, I'm guessing. But I didn't get mine till the 20th. I was mad. Now, your role as a spouse, no matter what, is to support your partner and push them through BMT. Your spouse is going through basically like being in prison. Like it's terrible. And you really need to push them to go further, speak life into them, let them know what they're doing and why they're doing it. And that's going to help them get through it. I remember my husband told me the first 3 days he was there, he was ready to leave. He was ready to leave, and then he got my letter, and he literally was like, I'm going to keep doing this for us. And there were a lot of people in his flight that left because they didn't have any support and they didn't have, the willpower to get through it, and that sucks. But I know my husband was going to get through it. Like there were some times in the beginning when he said that he was like hurting and things like that because he's a little old, like he's a little old man. So he was like, his body was hurting and stuff. And I was just like, dang, is he like, should he come home? Like he's feeling injured. Like I don't want him to get hurt. But no, girl, he kept pushing. My man is going to get through. But your support is literally the reason why they keep going. Like literally. Okay, so I had to go and grab the book. I wanted y'all to see the amount of letters I sent this man. This is the stack. This is the stack of all my letters that I sent him. Birthday cards, 2 birthday cards. These are all of the letters that I wrote. So this is like a picture that I sent him. It's just our New Year's picture that we had together. I would literally in my letters just talk about, like I said, just like whatever I'm going through and whatever things I'm doing that day. And then I would send him a Bible verse and a joke of the letter. He took his Bible with him, so I knew that he would be able to like read if he wanted to. And then I would send him a joke of the letter. So this one says, what do you give a thirsty crocodile? Gatorade. I don't know where I found them jokes from, but I would send him a joke of the letter every time I would send him a letter. So he knew how much I loved him and he knew how much I was rooting for him. I think he even said when he was there that he would get letters every day. And like there was one time that he didn't get a letter and he was like, what's going on? What's going on? But I think it was a hurricane or something that was happening. And they just didn't get the letters. So I was like, you got like 5 the next day. So I have this binder and it says Boobad's BMT experience. But I would recommend getting a binder. It has all of his letters that he wrote me. It can be a keepsake when you're going through hard things in your relationship. It'll be good to kind of just look back at. Remember why you love each other. Those letters get really emotional, like especially from him. I got one of his letters tattooed on me. My entire heart is yours. And in another letter, he wrote a little heart at the end. So I had someone like trace over his writing and I tattooed it on me. The only tattoo I have on my body. So week 3 was finally when I got my second call. It was truly amazing to hear his voice. And I remember I was in the car, I was on a work trip, and I pulled that car over and I sat and talked to my husband because I just couldn't wait to hear his voice. I couldn't wait to hear what he was talking about and what he was going through. And at that point, I was really just there to listen. Like I wanted to listen to what he had to say and just trying to be supportive and, you know, just speak life into him. He also told me in that call that he enrolled me in DARES, which if you're married, this applies to you, but if you're not, then you're not going to get any information. But he applied for a ID card for me, and that came in the mail. Like it's a sheet of paper. It's a DD 1172, and that DD 1172 form is what you take to a base near you. Usually, like you can go to your DEP's location, wherever they went to, you know, process and everything. You can go there, give them the sheet, and they give you a DOZ card. It's your spouse ID basically. So that came in the mail and I had my spouse card before graduation. And make sure that the form is already filled out. Mine was filled out and it was signed already. But if it's not signed, then you have to go to like a notary and get it signed. I believe week 4 or 5 is when I got the graduation tickets. So he sent me my ticket for me and then for his family. Retrospectively, he probably could have just sent it to his family because it was a whole mix up. But I also didn't need it because I had a spouse card. But you get your graduation tickets that week because that's pretty much when they're past the hump, like past week 3. After week 3, he said it was smooth sailing for my husband. But once you hit week 4, that is when it's time to get your graduation plans. They're gonna get through it. Like after week 3, they're gonna get through it. So this is when you need to plan out your graduation plans. How are you getting there? Where are you staying? How are you getting around? What are you gonna do? Because this is the time that hotels start to fill up because there's not a lot of hotels in the area. So make sure that you get your hotel and get your flight because that's when things start to get expensive and you don't want to wait last minute and then things get shuffled. And up to now, you should be getting regular letters from your spouse and just important information that you'll need to know for graduation. This is also a perfect time to ask your spouse what they want to do during graduation. We already had talked about it beforehand, but I know he wanted to go to Papado, which is the seafood restaurant, which is always packed apparently. And then he wanted to go to BJ's because he just wanted a brownie and my husband loves brownies. So that's what he wanted to do. But he was tired. So he was grateful to just sleep and rest. I had planned something for us to relax and he definitely got time to sleep, which he really appreciated that. I would also recommend getting a hotel room by yourself because you guys can have alone time. And then I know, you know, sometimes the spouse's family or your family can just get in the way of things. And we don't want our spouses to be feeling drained. We don't want them feeling overwhelmed. And this whole experience is about them, not you, not the family. It's about them. You have to put yourself in their shoes because they wake up at 4 a.m. doing their PT every day, and then they have long days and they don't get back until like 6 o'clock. Their days are full in BMT. So they are already tired every single day and they're doing this every single day for 7.5 weeks. Keep that in mind, like when you're trying to plan some grand things. Like I know that it's free to go to SeaWorld and a lot of people want to go to like downtown, but just, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. Your spouse is going to be tired. Likely, I mean, if they're above 20 or 25, probably gonna be tired. Now, week 5, you should get another call. This is also when they handle like their businessy stuff. So he called me for like 3 minutes, literally. And then 3 days later, he called me again and we got to talk for 15 minutes. But the first call, he was really just asking me like simple questions about paperwork that we needed to get done. After this, it's pretty much graduation. It's time to just keep checking the Aim High app, get your outfit ready, get your travel plans ready, start packing. Make sure you have a list of what you need to pack. Do not forget your graduation tickets. Do not forget your graduation tickets. Do not forget your graduation tickets. Check the Aim High app for pictures. Pro tip for that is to check the flights above and below your spouses, because they can have, I remember seeing pictures of my husband in a flight that wasn't his because they all trained together. Just look at different flights if you can't find them. Now that it's graduation time, remember to take lots of pictures and make this moment like important and memorable to you, to them. This is such a crazy time. I remember I just blew up balloons in the room the night that I got there, just so I can just like glamorize this moment. You know, like I decorated the room a little bit and just like said congrats to him. And I got him some gifts that he wasn't able to take all of them back. If he needs things for tech school, like small things, he can't take suitcases or anything like that, but you know, just bring like small things if you want to. But I did a little cutout of his face so that he could see us while we were in the stands. The morning of graduation, I had to wake up at 4 a.m. and did my makeup because I was like, I'm not about to have my husband looking at me looking crazy. He's gonna see me looking cute. He hasn't seen me in 7.5 weeks. He's been around all these men. He gonna see something fine, okay? But this video is getting long, so I'm going to close it out here. I'll do another video on graduation prep and what to expect for graduation, like a whole graduation guide type of thing. But leave a comment, leave any questions that you have below. I can make a video on shorts or TikTok if it's like something quick, or I can make a longer video. So just leave me a comment and let me know if you have any questions. But you will get through this. You will get through this. Your spouse will get through this. This is probably going to be the most challenging time in your entire military experience. That's what they keep telling me, and so that's what I'm gonna tell you. But it definitely gets better, and they become a better person, and it's so beautiful to watch them grow into like a whole new individual, and you know, just so mature and things like that. So this is a great experience, and if you need anything, slide in my DMs. I'm here to chat if you need to. But make sure you subscribe, hit the like button if you like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.